Hi, this is SportsReplays here. Yeah, a bit of a train wreck this week. Absolute disaster. There's quite a number of things that went wrong and just poor planning. Yeah, a lot of bad luck. Went down almost 4,000 in ranks and had a terrible ranking of over just 7,000 this round. So not looking good. The buys are just sort of killed my season a little bit, or just lost my momentum that I didn't have going into the buys. So we could start off with Dacos. Switched him to from Gorn to Dacos. I thought, Dacos is in good bit of form, but yeah, he didn't even score above 100, not even 70, and that was a silly move in the end. Wasn't expecting a score of 64 from Dacos, considering Collingwood won. He's carried them in the past few weeks, but today he was a bit poor. He got subbed off as well, so yeah, I mean it's a bit of a disaster with that. Um, none of their VC or captain scores really worked this well this week. You've got, Gorn did all right, but you've got players underperformed quite a lot this week, like Bontempelli, which we'll get to in a minute. And then we've got Sheasel, 129. Yeah, happy with that. So he's turned around the last few weeks, considering he had a poor patch of form, or a poor month prior. So it looks like he's top two defender at the moment, from what I can see, which is good because at some stage I was thinking should I get rid of him at some point, but he's definitely my side at the moment. There's a lot bigger problems. And then you've got Houston. He didn't play, so he'll be playing this week, which is good. And then you've got Martin, 92, who didn't play particularly that bad. He just turns the ball over too much, and you got a decent dream team fantasy score, but Supercoach wise, this doesn't quite make the cut. It's not a disaster score. Could do a lot worse, but I don't know if he's top six defender anymore. He was for a period of about a month or two. He was up there. And he's still going to be in hold for now, even this week. And then you got Whitfield, 108. Not a bad score. Could be a lot worse. Probably one of my better performers this week, compared to his other matches. So he's bounced back. GWS still lost, but we'll take a 108. 55 from Malik Alir. Traded him in just to cover up for the buys, and he had played a decent game against Geelong. So he was going to generate some cash. 55 is not the absolute worst, but it's not good enough to have an on-field score. It's better than having a donut though, which we'll get to about a particular player who had a donut. I mean, I hope he plays next week. Otherwise, I'm in even more trouble than what I am now. I mean, it's not a huge problem, but it's more about the job security. Did he do well enough, to keep his spot? I'm not too sure. And then you've got Bontempelli, 99, and one of the most probably frustrating things this week. I was expecting Bont to at least get 130, 140, or at least 120 at the very minimum. Against Brisbane, because Brisbane's been underperforming this year, but they end up probably played their best game this season. Look, 99's just. I mean, a lot of people are in the same position as well, so it's not a huge problem. But look, it is what it is. There's no other players thinking about doing VC. Maybe Dawson, instead of playing Richmond, who did slightly bit better. I mean, but we're going by averages. Bont has done significantly better. He scored 180 the previous week. He's in better form. So it's one of those things where it's hard to pick. There's a lot of upsets this week as well. Yeah, Dawson 117. Happy with that. Least of my worries this week. Still don't think he's top 8 midfield or even top 10. But we'll just have to hold on to him. Just want to get these rookies off field, and then we'll fix any correction trades if I have any trades left and money left over. On to Merritt, 125. So a bit better game from him. He's finally got over 120. He's been disappointing since I've picked him. So I mean, look, nothing extreme, but he's one of the more consistent players, I'd say. His ceiling isn't quite as high this year. I think because our midfield there's more people stepping up. 125, that's okay. He's a hold for the time being. And Walsh, 87, disappointing. I think with Walsh, he's probably going to be, if I can trade him out, maybe. He's just been, he's undelivered. He's below expectations. I mean, for Carlton's point of view, they can still win games without him dominating, him and Cripps. They don't have to rely on them two anymore to win matches. But look, I mean, 87's not good enough for a player at that price point. Considering he had a decent first couple of games, he really hasn't done that much ever since. So I know he's still recovering from injury, but who knows. And then Tukamula, 58, arguably probably one of the most disappointing performances of the round, probably a tie with Dacos. It's just another underperforming player, another underperforming primo this week. It's just not good enough. That's with a goal as well. It's just, Miller's definitely not top 6, probably not top 10, or maybe not even top 15. Top 15, I'm not too sure. But I don't think he'd be in the top 10 this year. He had a decent start of the season, was okay, but he's just dropped off the last month. I just don't know what it is. He's not doing well. Without the goal, he would be probably on 40. And same with last week too. You got a lucky goal he should have probably had off a 50-metre penalty and a dodgy free kick. And then this week, it's just disaster with Miller. He probably wants to get rid of all the rookies. He might be one of the first person to get rid of, to be honest. It's just not good enough. I'm just over it with these underperforming previews, particularly with buys and having, rookies just, dropping like flies, and it's just not good enough. I can't have a score of 58 for, a primo mid. I don't care. It's just, I'm so over it. Miller, wake up. And then you got Tom Green, another disappointing player, 79. I think he might have lost points. They were giving away a free kick, which led to a goal, which I think he did okay in the first half. Tom Green, but then didn't do much after. And he's probably been even arguably the worst primo I've had this season, considering he had a great start. But just like GWS, they've dropped off. Tom Green, was looking great at the start of the season, but he's jumped off the cliff drastically. I know he had a score of 5 in his system. He was subbed out, so you could probably take away his score and his average to be a bit higher. But other than that, it's still been poor. So he probably, he's lost too much money on him now. I can just never get a consistent lot of players just, doing well consistently. There's always someone that's performing. Or there's another player I don't have that I need to chase, and then I get him at a higher price point than what I could have gotten him. So Tom Green, who did GWS play? Okay, Port, that's going to be a bit of a tough matchup. Yeah, I'll hold him anyway because the buys. He doesn't have any buys, so going forward, so that's all right there. But look, I'm not happy with Tom Green. And then Tom Power, 72, so I was switching him up to the midfield. 72, a little disappointing considering they won North Melbourne their first win of the year. I was hoping he would get a bit more. So he's another fraud in my team. He'll probably have to go as well if I have that luxury, which I might not have now. Because I'm running out of trades fast, and there's not too many rookies on the bubble, cash gen options either. So Tom Powell, it's not a disaster score, but I just don't think he's going to be a primo for a forward, and definitely not a midfielder. A decent start to the season, a couple of good games, but other than that, he just hasn't had that consistency. Not his worst game though, but it is annoying when they get a win for once. North, and he gets an average score. And Sullivan, again, disappointing, 48. I mean, I'll take any rookies on field at this point of the season with the buys, but then he's probably going to be out of the squad once Collingwood get their players back in. I mean, so we can hold off for another week or another 2 weeks. Actually, no, because Collingwood will buy next week, so I can probably trade him. Is it next week? No, the week after. So they got the buy around 15, so I'll probably have to trade him then. If he's not playing next week. They got North, so they could probably just rest a few players unless they want a percentage booster. So I reckon he might be fine next week because they're playing North, and it's just a week after. There's a huge concern. Well, you've got the buy anyway, so I'll probably flip him there. And then on to the rucks. Gone 132. I wish to hold him as a captaincy option, but it is what it is. So I lose 70 points. Another poor decision that I made there. I was sicky. Dacos or gone. But Dacos ended up having a shocking week. And look, I guess there's a reason why Gorn's, is probably one of the best ruckmen we've ever had in our game. And 132, definitely the clear best ruckman by a mile. And it's probably carrying Melbourne at this moment. And then, sweet, he has to be traded at some point. So now I've got myself in a bit of a hole getting rid of Grundy because Grundy's actually doing well. It's just one of those things that, took the high risk option of getting that cash. If only Sweet played a couple more games, it would have been easy just to trade him on. I was thinking bringing English in, but then I thought, Darcy was out for a couple of weeks suspension, plus he has a bye, so it drags that out longer. I might as well just bring in Heaney, which was end up being a good mood in regards to bringing Heaney in because I needed to, but this has to be changed immediately because Sweet's not going to play a game unless Solder comes back in. And then onto the forward line. So Flanders, if you took the VC or captain option on Flanders, you'd be laughing. Smartest person. Unfortunately, I wasn't that clever. 152 from Flanders, probably one of the most consistent forwards this year. Him and Heaney, clearly the top two forwards and sort of the lifesaver. As a pretty abysmal forward line. Heaney 116, did okay. Just an average performance fit by his standards for this season. So trading him in, thought that'd be a good idea. And it's okay, I guess. I needed to because all the top teams have Heaney, and it's one of the players that sort of not regret, one of those bigger regrets I've had this season. It's killed me, particularly at the start of this season. Not so much the last couple of months because he's died down a bit. And you got Zorko 95, which is okay, but he's still going to be top 6 forward at this stage. And Garcia 80 saved me from an even more disaster of a round. Did his job, and he's still going to be a hole for this week. I need him. And he's probably be a trade out at round 15. And then we've got Richards that didn't play, and then Dawson who got a 0. And this is probably another disaster as well. Now, I wasn't expecting Dawson to get a huge score, but I was hoping he can, at least play out a full game. But then he gets injured, and at the start of the whole game, and it's just at least get even a 40 or 50, just generate some cash and some sort of score. It just reduces my floor, worst play of the round. And it's just an absolute mess because now I've got no cash generation. I don't have another player to probably cover for the buys. I need to look at the injury. He was on the fringe anyway, but now he's injured. It's just irritating. It really is. I just say these rookies just dropping out, like Richards, Dawson. You had Zach Reed. You had Manor, who's not getting a game. You had Marty Hall. I never had him for Supercoach, but some people did. And it's just either injuries or some crap happens during the game. And it's not like it was like in the fourth quarter where he at least gets 40 or 50 and has the runs on the board. It's not this situation. Darcy Jones going down as well a few weeks ago. It's just been an absolute mess with the rookies. So, I'm not too sure. I need to look. If he's not playing, I'm going to have to do probably a couple of trades just to have 18 on field. I don't even know if it's worth it, to be honest. Unless you can get a good rookie on, that's going to make money. And he's going to be at least have some decent job security as an emergency option in the coming weeks. That might be ideal, but at this stage, it's like what now? This team was looking decent 1 month ago. I guess once these buys are over, it'll be a bit easier. I mean, ideally, you want to have a full primo squad after the buys. I'm just not going to get quite there. I do have a full primo in terms of defence, but you could argue, Lockie Whitfield's it's a bit of a fraud or semi-primo. We've got two midfielders that probably aren't a primo, or Miller's probably on the fence, same with Green. I do have Butters and Sorrell as well in the middle, so it's mainly the forward line to work out. I think Dylan Moore, Cardwell, and there was another, or maybe Rankin when he comes back in, is probably ideal. In terms of the midfield, I think you probably want to get rid of Green and Miller. But who's playing next week? So we got Ryan back in, which is great. I'll actually have 7 defenders on, so that's fine. And then I can. So next week's gonna be a bit of another tough round, which I was expecting because you got like 5 teams that have the bye. So I think a lot more people are gonna struggle this week. So I won't be the only one who's gonna struggle. So obviously, so it's kind of the rucks here because I got no one there, and Jones isn't going to play. And these are all players that I was meant to cover for the bye. Richards, he didn't get injured. He was going to play. I'm glad I picked Garcia because he's actually doing all right this stage. Hey, yeah, hopefully Bevo doesn't get rid of him or drop him, but he doesn't deserve to, even though Bulldogs lost. So yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure what trades I'm going to do. I ideally don't want to do too many. There's another rookie to bring on. The Primo's a lot to bring in. I guess English, he's a must-have, or close to. And in terms of the forward line, I mean, he could probably, so we just swap him with Dawson. You got Joe, Richards, and Garcia. So you probably want to bring in Moore, or Cardwell, or Rankin at this stage. Are probably the other 3 players. Rankin's injured, so probably at the moment Moore or Cardwell after his bye. So maybe Cardwell next week. He might be a top 6, or he'd be at least having better than some of his other players on field, to be honest. Because I've got to have absolutely, if Dawson's not playing, whatever, once we get a full 22 players in, it's not going to look too good. Or 18, or 22 players in, it's not going to be too good. So, look, that's not good this week. Bit of a disaster. I just haven't planned. This a lot of things just went against me this week. Just everything. It's more the weeks prior as well, with rookies going down and players just not performing that well, and Dacos getting subbed out as a captain. It's just little things like that. Just frustrate you, and it's just outside of my control. So there's that. And then round 15. How much money have I? So I've got no money. I'll think about what I'm going to do. If Dawson's not going to play, I'm going to have to bring in probably a rookie. Or maybe get rid of Jones, because at least I can get extra cash, and it might help to make an upgrade somewhere. But I mean, I've got at least 3 upgrades to do, I would say, with getting rid of Sweet and another 2 more, I would say, rookie forwards. I think Garcia's halfway there, so get up to 350 plus Garcia. That wouldn't be too bad, and then like one. So I could probably do another forward line upgrade with it, rugby like another 300k, and then this last one's just gonna be an absolute mess. I'll have to figure it out. Anyway, thank you for watching.